Hi there. Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game. I wanted to take a little bit of time to look at Marvel United products that are out now in January of 2023. The season 3 Kickstarter is going on right now, so I won't be talking about those, but maybe some of these products are available again and might be worth backing in the Kickstarter to see what you can get. But I wanted to look at maybe what's available in retail, what's available through secondary markets, and say, okay, maybe what is worth spending my money on, my hard-earned money, to track down so that I can play and enjoy. Ultimately, this is going to come down to buy what you think is fun, buy your favorite heroes, buy your favorite villains. That's at the heart of all of this. So please, everything I say is the overall umbrella of this is play for fun. Buy what you think will have fun. Don't go spend a ton of money on something that you're not going to use. That's the whole point here. But I want to give you information because knowledge is power. So I'm using everything off of Hall of United. Love them. Great resource here. So the first thing is the Marvel United Season 1 core set, the Avenger set. This is a great product. You've got, you've got 7 heroes, 3 villains. You've got Red Skull, Ultron, Taskmaster, very good variety of villains here. Iron Man, Cap, Black Widow, Hulk, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Wasp. If you go get the Walmart version, you get Venom instead of Wasp. That's personal choice. Personally, I would say get a normal version, get Wasp. I think Wasp is more dynamic, more interesting than Venom's going to be. However, Venom has some variety, has some interesting play there. You can get Venom from the Season 1 promo box, so we'll talk about that a little bit more. It's not like Venom is exclusive to Walmart, it's just Venom is exclusive to Walmart as a retail version. This is one of the best bangs for your buck. Lots of, well-known characters from MCU, of course, but also the villains here provide very good challenge. And if you're playing them, if you're like me and you've played against them a lot, take wilds out of your deck. They become way harder. Way harder. They're immensely challenging. They're not the most challenging heroes, or not, challenging villains with the heroes, but they are still challenging. There's a lot of good variety that these villains provide. And the way you have to think about how you're going to tackle certain threats and what you can leave and what's going to exist and the way that they go after trying to win the game. There's a lot here. So definitely worth a purchase. It is bundled with, let me get the right pack here. The Spider-Verse set on Amazon. Find that set because that's really the best bang for your buck. And that adds Green Goblin, which is an immensely difficult villain. I have only beaten Green Goblin once in the 6 times I've played against him. But it really, what it adds is Spider-Man, Ghost Spider, Miles Morales, Spider-Ham, if you can get the Kickstarter version. Spider-Ham's fun. I personally, I like him. I like the toony, crazy, wacky nature of Spider-Ham. But you know what? What you get with just the core set, the retail set, is still a lot of fun, a lot of good variety. So I would go for that. Plus, then you get Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is fantastic. So that really is your best bang for your buck just to get in. And Green Goblin, that'll mess with you. Plus, the Secret Identity challenge, while not the most difficult challenge, is a nice change of pace. different locations, also going to add depth and replayability to your game. So definitely worth a buy there. The Infinity Gauntlet challenge. Now this one's going to be expensive and tough to get a hold of because this is, well, what the whole phase 1 through 4 of the MCU, well, 1 through 3 of MCU led up to. And you get Thanos and his henchmen, children. You get, Thanos, Black Dwarf, Proxima Midnight, Ebony Maw. Really good challenge. The Infinity Stones in there as a mini campaign. There's there's a lot of good play here. What the best thing it does is it brings in 12 new locations. And if I'm remembering correctly, 6 of them are exclusive to the Thanos campaign, and 6 of them can be mixed and matched in with normal gameplay. I think it's definitely worth trying to get a hold of, but it is very expensive and very tough to actually procure. So I'd say probably not worth your money, not the biggest bang for your buck, but it is fun. And so if you can get it or try it at least, that is for you. Tales of Asgard, as you might figure, is a Thor expansion, or, well, Asgardian. Loki is your villain. Ultimately, the way I always describe it, puny god. Loki is not much of a challenge. But you do get some fun characters. Thor, Valkyrie, Korg, Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill's really good fun. But Thor is one of the best punchers in the game. Korg is a really fun overall character. Valkyrie, also an interesting character. I like the set. I believe this one is out at retail. So you would get Loki, Thor, Valkyrie, Korg. You wouldn't get Beta Ray Bill. I think it's worth tracking down if you can find it at a reasonable price. What's reasonable? I don't know, $25, $30. I think it adds some good stuff. Plus the trader mechanic. I don't think this game needs traders. It takes it from being light, fun, everybody working together to something it doesn't necessarily need to be. And I do love social deduction games, but Marvel United's not my social deduction game. All right, then we get Guardians. And Guardians brings in Ronan with Star-Lord, Rocket, Groot, and then Gamora as a Kickstarter exclusive, which I'm bummed about that. I think more people need to be able to get Gamora because she really does complete the team. I mean, this is the core 4. Bring in Drax from the promo set. You got the core 5. But Ronan, interesting challenge and good location additions. Actually, really like the additions there. And the Plan B gameplay change gives you a completely different way you can win the game. Whereas it changes out the 3 requirements to win, or not to win, but to accelerate the villain turn, make the villain susceptible to damage, and then to draw the extra card. And instead it says, if you finish these 3 objectives, you win the game. So you have to clear all 6 threats, you have to rescue 12 civilians, and defeat 12 thugs. Very difficult, especially against some villains who don't drop a lot of thugs or don't drop a lot of civilians. But it can be very interesting. I like the alternative challenge. I think that it definitely feels thematic to the Guardians to say, hey, we have a different plan. We can do this. We got this. So again, I would say Guardians worth tracking down at retail if you can get it. Worth tracking down a Kickstarter version, really, if you can, because Gamora, solid piece. Not worth a huge price jump, though. Rise of Black Panther. You get Killmonger. Killmonger's intriguing. Black Panther, Shuri, Winter Soldier, all solid pieces. No Kickstarter exclusive figure, which I like. The endangered locations are intriguing because it makes you need to focus on preventing overflow in certain spots. Uh, yeah, it just kind of shakes up the way the game's played. Nice location additions as well. Not ones I end up playing a ton, but certain ones like the Royal Palace definitely nice for those extra spots, and not a bad ability. So yeah, I like the Rise of the Black Panther. I think it's a good addition. Solid include if you can find it. Sinister Six, on the other hand, this is top notch. This is 6 villains plus a game mode where you can fight all 6 of the Sinister Six. I'm personally really hoping that we get like a return of the Sinister Six where we get another dashboard or an interchangeable way to add more villains and have more Spider-Man foes on this board. Not that it needs to be harder. This is not impossible, definitely not an impossible challenge, but one that will wreck your day. But it adds Kraven, Mysterio, Doc Ock, Vulture, Electro, and Sandman. And these are some of the best sculpts. These are some of the best well thought out villains. And for the Sinister Six to work together, this is chef's kiss. This is fantastic. Very expensive, very tough to get. Probably not worth the secondary market pricing of over $100 that I see. But I'm hoping here on January 26th, still a hope, but I hope that it comes back during the Season 3 Kickstarter. That's my hope. If it does, snatch it up because it's worth it. All right, the Season 1 Kickstarter box. Now, this is intriguing because it's on Kickstarter as an add-on for $120. So, are 44 plastic figures plus their cards and the stuff that goes with them worth $120? I don't know. It's a tough sell, but here's who you get: Corvus Glaive, who good challenge, good shake up villain. MODOK, also a decent challenge. Kingpin, A, excellent sculpt. B, another solid villain that changes things. Bullseye, pain in the butt. Rhino, also a pain in the butt, but fun and an interesting play. Baron Zemo, decent challenge. I like him. He can do some weird stuff. Kang, Kang is a challenge. Carnage, weird fun. Venom is a villain. Again, interesting. I like him as what he is. Hela, yeah, she'll wreck your day. Dormammu will also wreck your day. And they really change things up. You get 11 very different villains in here. Squirrel Girl, Doctor Strange, very solid pieces. You can get Doctor Strange from that core set, Spider-Verse, and Doctor Strange bundle. So that's one way you can get a hold of him. I think he is a fantastic piece. I love Doctor Strange. I don't use him all the time, but I do like what he brings. Vision, an intriguing character, lots of heroic, not something we see a lot of, so Vision definitely worth it. Scarlet Witch, very thematic. Quicksilver, Okoye, Hawkeye, War Machine, Falcon, Nick Fury, Miss Marvel, Iron Fist, Elektra. These are characters that if you've been watching Marvel movies or the Netflix shows, you recognize them. Or if you're a big fan of the comic books, these are main names. Elektra, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Punisher, Mockingbird, Spider-Woman, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man 2099. And I know we're getting a new Spider-Man 2099. in the proper blue suit, but you know what? You got a version here, a Venom hero, Black Cat. Okay, that's probably like one of the off the wall ones. America Chavez, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Blade, movie coming out. Ghost Rider, still give me Ghost Rider on a motorcycle, please. We still need that. Nova, Nebula, Mantis, Drax, Howard the Duck, off the wall wacko pick, but fun. Yondu and Adam Warlock. You know, these are some of the big names, but they're also characters that are really fun. Personally, I feel like if I had to be like hamstrung to a budget, and of course I do try to stick to a budget in my gaming. My wife comes to me and says, David, you're we've all been there. We've all had those conversations. I would still find a way to buy this promo box because there are so many characters that people know, and they're so useful. They're fun. They add things to the game, and you want the thematicism that exists in this promo box. That's what I'm going to say there. Okay? The X-Men core set. Now we're into season 2 boxes. X-Men core set's fantastic. You've seen me do videos. You've seen me talk about stuff. We get the superhero, supervillain mode where a player can play as a villain and try to end everybody's day everybody's day except his own or her own in as a bad day. I haven't played that myself. I do like my total co-ops. I do also like my Hidden Trader co-ops, but that Sabretooth, messy villain, but fun. Juggernaut, also an intriguing villain, and can be a hero with the promo pack, which you can print off yourself. Don't pay scalper prices. Mystique, fun anti-hero. We get anti-heroes now in X-Men Season 2 and Season 3, where you get villain and hero cards. Mystique, intriguing both. One of the more challenging villain fights, and I like the planning that has to exist in order to defeat her. Magneto, also a good challenge, and an intriguing hero. Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Beast, Jean Grey, Professor X. Big name X-Men. You watch an X-Men movie, you've seen these characters. You watch the cartoon from the 90s, you've seen these characters. I love this core box. I think this core box is even better than Season 1, and I love Season 1's core box, the Avenger core box. So yeah, get that one. All right, next we have the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. This is Apocalypse with his 4 horsemen. We do get Apocalypse as an anti-hero. He does have characters. A hero card. He's a very selfish hero, which makes him weird and intriguing and gives lots of wilds out and some symbols, but also has some drawbacks, and there's some intrigue to him. So if that kind of piques your interest, then I would say, definitely worth a look. Death, pestilence, war, and famine. Weird fights, somewhat straightforward fights. The little mini campaign you get, this location board, is interesting. It's a fun play. It's a fun watch. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's a reasonable representation of fighting Apocalypse and his horsemen. So, I think this one's maybe a skip if you can't track it down, but I think there are ways to get a hold of it and not spend tons of money on it. But again, I wouldn't go spend a lot to find the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. First Class, on the other hand, I think that the Danger Room, the Training Room, these training cards add some intrigue. It can make the game easier if you're struggling against certain villains. This would be a way to bring it in. Plus, the Quicksilver Scarlet Witch villain team up is a fun one. And the characters in their First Class mode with Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Iceman, Beast, and Angel are actually a lot of fun. These are fun characters. And I think there's something to it. I didn't come in expecting to like this one, but I walked away really enjoying it, and more than that, I actually really like these locations that they bring. I think the School for Gifted Youngsters is a really fun location because it encourages some teamwork. Cape Citadel's actually a very nice location, and Island M is intriguing as well. So, you got to enjoy expansions that add fun stuff. Again, I think this is going to be maybe a little tougher to track down. It was $30 in the Kickstarter in Season 2. Are they going to offer it again? I doubt it. But if they do, is it worth it? Yeah. And I would say this is probably worth trying to pick up if you can. You do get 5 heroes and 1 villain in 2 figures. But more so it's this Danger Room. That's the add-on that really does help. So I would go for this. Blue versus Gold. Now this is 2 separate boxes, but they both do very similar things. They bring a team versus team mode to the game. And I think that if you can get one of these, you're going to do okay. This comes down to which characters do you like more. So blue team goes up against Mr. Sinister. And Mr. Sinister is a very tough villain. Does DNA stuff, and when you run out of DNA tokens, there's just different rules. But you get Rogue, Gambit, Psylocke, Jubilee, and then Banshee is a Kickstarter exclusive. This one, I think I'm actually happy Banshee's a Kickstarter exclusive. Banshee's probably my least favorite of the 5. Not that I hate Banshee. I think Banshee's probably the least original of them. And I think if you can pick this up at retail, you're still getting 4 big name characters: Rogue, Gambit, Psylocke, and Jubilee, and you're gonna have fun with it. Now Gold Team, I really like what's in Gold Team. Sebastian Shaw, interesting villain. And I know I'm using the word interesting a lot, but 6 henchmen. And you got to go up against 6 henchmen, meaning you got to bring punches, you got to do a lot. Colossus, Bishop, Archangel, Iceman. They're all going to add stuff. Forge is a Kickstarter exclusive. A bit of a bummer because Bishop and Forge together really do work nicely. And Bishop's, Forge is an interesting, dynamic character with a lot of heroic, decent amount of punching, but a lot of heroic and bonus wild cards. So, but Iceman, one of the coolest sculpts in the game. Wow, that's a bad pun. But this is a pack. I would say definitely get one of them. Pick your favorites, but if you can get both, do it. I think there's value in both for sure. All right. X-Force. This is one a lot of people got. You get Strife, Cannonball, Domino, Shatterstar, Cable. It was like the free bonus Kickstarter add-on. Personally, I haven't been massively impressed with these characters. They're all kind of middle of the pack for me. That just means they don't fit my play style. That doesn't mean they're bad. That doesn't mean they're amazing. It just means that I probably wouldn't go chase this down if I didn't have it. That's where I'm at. Plain and simple as that. I do like hazardous locations. I think they're cool. I would probably try to find the locations or at least make my own copies of them. Yeah, I know. But I think that that's a good addition. But the like little additions here, the characters, they're fun. I know they're some people's favorites. I do like Cable. I've enjoyed Cable, but I wouldn't chase down a box just for a single character. Phoenix 5. This is a box that, again, I didn't think I was going to like because reusing characters and turning them into villains is not my favorite thing. Cyclops, Emma, Colossus, Magic, and Namor turning into villains. Okay, fine. But the Phoenix Force, the dynamic here, having Dark Phoenix as well, there's a really good little campaign here that happens. It is a hard challenge. Training Hope Summers is a very unique addition to the game. And then having Hope Summers as a character who is way powerful, but way risky too. There's some good stuff here. I like this expansion. It can be pricey to try to get a hold of, but I think it's going to come down to preference. If you like challenge, if you like hard mode, Phoenix 5 is for you. If you don't, avoid it. All right, I promise we're near the end here. Deadpool. I'm going to say right now, this is going to come down to your preference. Deadpool is wacky. If you like wacky, then this is an expansion for you. If you like the kind of off-the-wall zany Deadpool, great, enjoy. And I think I can epitomize that with the location here. Deadpool's apartment. End of turn, if there is nothing other than your hero here, you may relax with your feet on the couch, draw 2 cards. It's a weird off-the-wall location, and that is Deadpool in a nutshell. Deadpool has this challenge. Deadpool can be a villain that you fight. You get Bob, Agent of Hydra. You get Deadpool as a hero. And then you get Lady Deadpool as the Kickstarter exclusive. I do like Bob. Bob is a weird villain who just wants to retire, and he has recruited Kingpin, Green Goblin, Taskmaster, Tiger Shark, MODOK, and Red Skull to help him get there. And Bob is tough, and Bob is just trying to accumulate money and do all kinds of stuff. And then Bob can be a hero. He's not a very good hero, because he is an agent of Hydra, but he's trying. And I like that. Deadpool as a hero is again, he's trying. He's trying to be good. And then Lady Deadpool is I actually think she's a better hero than Deadpool. But again, she's not. It's the Deadpool. She's not going to be the best hero in the world. But yeah, end of the day, I do find this whole thing interesting. I find it engaging. I think it does fit Marvel United. It's that, okay, we're going to sit down, we're going to play, we're going to have fun. Do I think you need to go spend a ton of money to track this down? No, if you can find it at retail at, again, that $30-ish price point, I think you're going to have fun with it. All right, Days of Future Past. Now this, if you can get it, is going to be worth it because you get Sentinels. And Sentinels are massive. They are not going to be the biggest sculpt in the game anymore once Galactus comes out, but Sentinels add a good challenge. Nimrod is a pain, and Logan is kind of a fun hero. And, all that put together, why not? Sentinels also get to be used in any game you want if you really want to add some challenge. So, why not say Ultron recruited the Sentinels and make Ultron even more difficult? I think that works. But yeah, Days of Future Past, I'd say worth trying to pick up. Fantastic Four, this is out in the Kickstarter, and by all means, please support it because it is worth the include. Doctor Doom as a villain and a hero, the anti-hero. Challenging villain, first off, so yes. And then as a hero, weird, but powerful. Very, very powerful, very different, and different is good. A Super Skrull is a villain who's going to torment you, has these threat cards that require one of each symbol, which I appreciate because now it's not all just about heroics. So you're going to need heroes who are very well versed in a bit of everything, and that kind of fits him as a bit of everything. A lot of different effects here. So I think that he really is this kind of well-rounded fight. You can go after him with specialists or well-rounded characters, and that's going to help you. And of course, you get Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, The Thing, and Silver Surfer. You get this team-up card for the Fantastic Four. And there's rules about that in their special cards. They bring symbols. They help each other out that way. And then there's this brutal takeover challenge, which if you play with that, that is going to make your day very, very messy because every token that can't be added with overflow is going to cause you to lose if you fill it up here. So you get 5, and if you get to 6, game over. Or you can play a little nicer. And that's just the takeover challenge. Yeah. See, there's takeover and brutal takeover. So, but yeah, I really think Fantastic Four is worth the buy. And I'm not like a Fantastic Four nut, but I do like what they add to the game. They added so much, and Silver Surfer is a fantastic character. I look forward to putting him on as a video. So, all right, and then there's the Season 2 Kickstarter stretch goals. This box is also on the campaign for $120. Slight discount if you back both promo boxes. So there are 36 heroes, 5 anti-heroes, and 17 villains. It's a bigger box. You get more stuff. You get all the way up to 58 minis. Why it's the same price? I don't know. Now, I will say, I don't think you get the same major players in this box. Because we get Shadow King, Callisto, Deathbird, Arcade. Well, that's at least a big name for me. Lady Deathstrike, Sauron, Silver Samurai, Omega Red, Strife, which was in the X-Force box. Brood Queen, Mojo, Dark Phoenix. Oh, well, there's another good one. Onslaught, which is slightly a bigger figure. Avalanche, Mastermind. Toad Blob, Pyro. As the Brotherhood, you have to play them all 3 at once. They don't have individual fights. Legion, Emma, Namor, Spiral, Marrow. Spiral's a cool fight. Has this track, have to defeat certain things in certain orders. Polaris, Feral, Strong Guy, Boom Boom, Longshot, Dazzler, Sunspot, Magic, Firestar, Warpath, Phoenix, Sunfire, Wolfsbane, Blink, Havoc, Phantom X, Captain Britain, Multiple Man, Weapon X, Pixie, Dupe, X-23, Mirage, Warlock, Kitty Pryde, Lockheed, Gwenpool, Guardian, Puck, North Star, Snowbird, Sasquatch, Nightcrawler. Well, there's another big one. Cloak Dagger and Cloak and Dagger together do work very nicely. And then Storm and Old Man Logan. And this is Mohawk Storm. There are some very nice characters in here. Don't get me wrong. But I think it lacks some of the, like, big punch. I think it's a good box. I think there's a ton of actual content here. Don't get me wrong. But I think if you're going to get one box, get the season 1. Get the Avengers promo box. If you want just all the stuff that's going to give you tons of stuff to paint, stuff to play, that's where the X-Men box is going to come in for you. So, because 58 is more than, what was it? 44. I mean, that's just simple math. It's a third tray. 3 trays is more than 2. And it's for the same price. But I think the quantity of stuff, at least the name recognition, is higher. But here you get, well, ultimately 41 heroes and 22 villains. The 5 anti-heroes double up. So you're getting a lot of replayability with the Season 2 box. All right. I know this has gone long. There's a lot of stuff you can get. There's a lot of good content here. Marvel United has a lot that you can play, and a lot that is worth your time to sort out and play. A lot that can be enjoyed, and I think it's all out there. On that note, if you have questions, please leave comments, and until next time, keep brushing up your game. Thank you all for watching.